Tell me more about what you sense around you.
It's like they're giant planets, but they're too close together.
Giant planets.
Maybe they're aligning.
Where are they in relation to you? Where you are? Where are they? Like, how far away are they from you?
They don't go very far away at all.
Do you feel are they conscious? Are they alive?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm in space with them or maybe looking through a window.
So let's take a look at you. Let's take a look at you and see if you have form or shape or anything. So look down towards where your feet would be and tell me what you're sensing and receiving.
I just want to say my feet look wet.
Webbed feet.
Almost like fins or something. Like snorkel flippy feet thingies.
What color are they?
Greenish blue.
And as you move up your body, can you describe what your legs look like?
Big and muscular.
Do you feel male or female?
Maybe male. Or both, but more male.
And do you have anything on your lower body or around your waist?
Maybe a robe or something.
So scan up your arms and hands and tell me if you're carrying anything.
I want to say I'm holding some kind of scepter.
And so let's keep going up your neck. And is there anything around your neck?
I just want to say I look like a frog.
Yeah.
Like a frog on the top half and then big like He-Man legs from the bottom.
Very good. Are you wearing anything on your head?
I'm inclined to say it's a crown. Almost like I'm looking out the window of a spaceship, contemplating what to do about my people or something. I'm lost in thought. I'm not sure about what. Or maybe I'm just daydreaming.
So what is going on with your people?
I don't know.
Just breathe into that and allow the information to come through you.
I feel alone.
You're alone. There nobody with you on the ship? No.
I'm not sure. Maybe I'm like locked in my room or something. I don't know if it's a big ship or if it's just like a one-person ship. I feel like it's big enough that I'm standing in it. And there's room around me. I feel like I'm worried about something,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not sure what it is.
So just breathe into that. You can find the answer to anything you wish. And in 3, 2, 1, information is coming to you now. You have that information. Trust your first impression.
Something about women and children.
Mm.
Maybe my planet is gone.
Mm-hmm. And what is the name of your planet?
It's something starting with an A,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know if it's a planet or maybe it's Atlantis.
Let's go there. Let's go to your home, your planet. Let's move there. You're moving to your home planet. You're there, just drifting and floating to your home planet, allowing yourself to fully be there. And tell me what you see.
Everything is green and lush.
Mm-hmm.
And the sky is so blue. And there's the ocean. The water is so peaceful.
And are there a lot of other beings there?
Maybe somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Like in a big town square or something. You get a sense that they were happy people that danced around and lived in a lot of joy. It's like it's a celebration and everybody's excited.
And what is your role here in your community?
I think I'm their leader or king or something.
Do you have a family?
I think I have a wife, a little boy, a little girl.
So let's move to, I want you to stand in front of the place that you live, the place where you eat and rest. So you're now standing in front of the place that you live.
It looks like a castle. Stone and gray and tall.
So let's go inside your home and tell me what you see. Do you sense around you?
Walk into a great hall.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like something out of Game of Thrones. There's red cloths on the walls, giant banners in the brightest red on either side, and panels as you walk through. It's like the throne room. There's 4 chairs. Mine is the highest. My wife is to my left, and my son is to my right, and my daughter is just the other side.
Mm-hmm. And do they look like you do?
They look more human.
Mm-hmm. And do you look any different?
They look more human, but maybe with fairy wings.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So what do you spend your time doing?
Trying to keep my people happy.
That sounds like a big job, does it? Are you able to do that?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it wasn't my fault.
What wasn't your fault?
I don't know. I feel like something happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were happy, and then one day something shifted.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I had to leave, but I couldn't save anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I was too late or something.
So let's go to that day when everything shifted. Let's move to that day now. Moving there. Allowing the information and impressions to come to you. You're there. Be there now. Tell me what happened on that day.
Maybe it was a celebration,
Mm-hmm.
and then someone showed up.
Mm-hmm.
They look like dark entities. Or maybe they came at nightfall,
Mm-hmm.
and you just couldn't see anything.
Did you know who these beings were?
Maybe they were reptilian
Mm-hmm.
or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what happened when they arrived?
They slaughtered everyone,
Mm.
and my family.
And were you spared?
I don't know if I was spared or if I escaped.
Mm-hmm. You managed to get away from them. Were there any others who managed to escape? Or
Maybe I was somewhere else.
mm-hmm.
I went for a walk to clear my head or something,
Mm-hmm.
and it happened while I wasn't paying attention.
Mm.
And by the time I knew what was going on, it was too late.
Mm. And how did it feel when you realized what was happening?
I was horrified
Mm.
and felt so guilty. If I had just been there, maybe I could have saved everyone.
Mm. And what did you do after they had come and slaughtered everyone? Where did you go and what did you do?
I found my family, And I cried and cried as I held them in my arms. I should have been there to protect them. I should have been there for my people.
And how did that affect you? That guilt and that shame and all of these feelings. What happened to you after that?
I left. I couldn't take it.
You left the planet?
Yes. I knew everything that was there would remind me of what I lost, so I ran away.
So let's learn some more. Let's close this scene and now let's move to another important scene in that same lifetime that has information for you. We're moving to another important day or scene. Be there now and trust your first impressions. Tell me what is happening where you are.
I'm crying on the floor with a knife in my hand. I think I just slit my wrists, maybe. My left wrist hurts.
You don't have to re-experience anything painful. You can view it as an observer if you need to. So what caused you to get to this place where you are crying and have a knife?
I was all alone and had nothing else to live for. Everyone I loved was gone. I thought running away would help, but it just made it worse.
Alright, so let's allow this scene to play out. You can tell me what happens, remembering you don't have to experience anything painful.
I just cried and cried until I couldn't breathe anymore.
So let's take the very last breath of that lifetime and transition out of the body. You're now outside of your body. And from this perspective, you can understand the deeper meaning and purpose of that life. Tell me, what was the meaning and purpose of that life? What were you learning?
You can't save everyone. And now you can't give up even if you've lost everything.
So now that you've left that life, you can release any energy that does not serve you. As you exhale after a deep breath, any negativity from this life can be released from your soul. You do not have to carry it with you any longer. You can let it go. So now you're on the other side of that life. You have a guide coming to meet you. A guide coming to meet you on the other side. They will appear in whatever form is best for you. Look over and you will see your guide now. Tell me what you see.
You see a fairy.
Do they have a name or something they like to be called?
Her name is Fern.
Well, Fern has a message for you. Listen to Fern's message for you and tell me what she says.
She wants me to connect with nature.
Mm-hmm.
She said I'll find her there. She's trying to lead me somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Where's she taking
To a giant glowing tree.
you? Mm-hmm.
It's got little lights all over it. But maybe those are other fairies.
Mm-hmm.
Big tree. She wants me to put my hands on the tree
Mm-hmm.
and feel the energy.
You can do that now. And allow yourself to fully feel the energy from this tree. And tell me what you're experiencing as it happens.
You can feel the energy pulsing like a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
I can feel the energy of all the beings hiding in the tree
Mm.
and the leaves. They're all connected. And they're giving the tree life. The tree is giving them life. And they're all connected. And the tree is connected underground to all the other trees. And it's all connected to Gaia. And the trees are talking to each other, and passing nutrients around and taking care of each other. It's the mama tree. And she sends messages to all her little baby trees.
Does she have a message for you?
That we're all connected and we're all safe and we're all healing. And can feel the unconditional love and the joy of just being. Now to hug the tree.
Mm.
Can feel her mama energy. And I can feel Gaia's mama energy. I want to lay on the ground and put my heart to the ground. It's so nice because I don't have to worry about mosquitoes or
Mm.
anything else bothering me. It's just me and Gaia.
Mm.
I can feel her heartbeat is in tune with my heartbeat. Our atoms are rotating on the same axis as we are connected. I can feel that I am Earth and I am Source.
Mm.
And unconditional love.
So just allow yourself to fully be here in this experience. Allow it to clear and restore, cleanse and activate all levels of your being. Allow yourself to fully merge here with Gaia and with Source. Allow yourself to fully be in this experience. And tell me what is happening.
It feels like I'm a little girl nuzzled between my mother and father, and they're calling it a Chrissy sandwich.
Mm.
Back when it was just me, I didn't have to share anything, and boundaries didn't matter, and everything was safe, and all I knew was love.
So I want you to go over to that little girl, that little aspect of you, and I want you to put your arms around her. I want you to hold her really tight and tell her that she is loved, she is worthy, and she's cared for, and she is a beautiful spirit, and she is so important.
You are loved. You're beautiful. You are perfect, just as you are. It's safe to be you again. And I love you so much. You're going to be a light warrior when you grow up. And all you have to do is be you.
And just give yourself a moment in this space. And let me know if any more information wants to come through here.
When the time comes, you'll know it. And you'll feel it. It will be unmistakable. You just have to trust. You won't be able to find it in your mind. You have to find it with your body. You have to sit and be still and quiet. You'll hear the call when the time is right. The more you do what makes you happy, the more happy things will be drawn to you. You can manifest anything your heart desires. You're like a magnet for whatever you want. Live your life intentionally, mindfully. Drop into your body and breathe before you make any decision. And ride the emotional wave as needed. But you ride the wave, you are not the wave. And your emotions will tell you what's right and what's wrong. Trust them.
And is there anything that your inner child would like to say to you?
She loves me. She loves everyone. She's got so much love. She's bursting with it. She doesn't even know what to do with it. She's got so much. That's why she can't sit still. That's why she can't stop smiling. That's why she can't stop making people laugh. She tries so hard to make everybody happy. And sometimes she forgets to make herself happy. She's terrified of making a mistake and losing her people again. That's why she wants to control everything. She catastrophizes and tries to keep everyone in line because she knows if she looks away for a second, anything could happen. And she doesn't want to feel that pain ever again. She's desperate to save her tribe.
Just allow that to release.
And she just wants everybody to be happy. She doesn't understand what they're so afraid of. And she just wants them to see the light inside of them. And she can see it, and it's so beautiful. And she doesn't understand why they can't see it. And why they trap themselves in the prisons of their own minds. She just wants everyone to feel the love and the joy that she feels.
Just allow yourself to feel that and release that emotion. These are emotions that she may have not been able to release when she was young. So she's calling on you now to be able to release them now. So just allow them to come through you.
She's so scared of her emotions that she's blocked them away. And she just keeps eating so she doesn't have to feel them.
Yeah. So nice to feel them. You're in a safe space. You can feel them all.
Every time she tries to release, she feels blocked. So she just keeps eating because she can't tap into what she's looking for. Because she can't get back into her body because she's so scared. She's paralyzed by fear of the past and fear of the future, fear of failure. But she doesn't understand that if she can just get in her body in this moment and feel the love and the joy and the energy from above and the energy from below and the energy inside her, that she'd know that everything was going to be okay.
Let's drift up and up. Let's float higher and higher and connect with your higher self. Your higher self is merging with you now, stronger than ever before. Your higher self is merging with you so that you can receive the healing and information. You are connected to your higher self fully and completely. May I speak to Kristine's higher self now?
Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for being with us today. I would like to invite Kristine's family of light to join us as well, her healing team, to begin to do the work that is needed. I know that the higher self is connected to all information that is helpful and healing for us today. I would like to ask some questions. Would this be appropriate?
Yes, but she needs to pee again.
That's fine. Go and release. This is good. This is a good thing. I would like to ask some questions. Would this be appropriate?
Yes.
Out of everything that you could have shown Kristine today, why did you show her this lifetime? And how does it relate to Kristine's life?
It was to show her why she's so scared.
Does she need to be carrying this lifetime anymore?
No.
What were the lessons from that lifetime?
But she can't save everyone. Never to give up. Just do the best you can.
Does she need to be carrying the fear from this lifetime? Does she need
No.
to? No.
No.
Can we release that fear today?
Yes.
Can we do that now?
Yeah. She's divinely guided and protected. She worries so much. She drives herself crazy. She worries so much. She's trying to learn everything she can. And sometimes she gets confused when too much comes in at once. She has to learn to trust herself. She'll know what's right and what's wrong. She'll feel it in her body. She just has to get in her body.
And how does she do that? How does she get in her body?
Just by paying attention, breathing, sitting still, turning off everything.
And is this fear and this imprint from this other life, is this what makes her so ungrounded?
I think she took off in her spaceship to get away from the pain, just like she takes off from her body.
Yeah.
She just looks at it through a window and toiling over it and can't figure out how to move forward. Maybe she doesn't want to make a mistake.
So is there anything about this life that she needs to understand before we release this fear and this pain?
that there are no mistakes and there are no failures. Everything's just an experience. And you just have to trust that whatever experience you have is the one you were meant to have. And it was a reason and a lesson and a blessing. If you just step back from it and take a breath, you'll feel it.
And so are we, now that Kristine knows that, are we able to release these energies?
She needs to trust her intuition. She's directly connected to it. She just doesn't trust it. And she needs to let go and trust it. I gave it to her for a reason.
And what can we put in place of that fear and the pain and all of these emotions from that life? What can we put in place of that?
Calm and happy peace. Like a 0 point peace. And knowingness.
So have we released everything there that needs to be released just now, or is this something that's going to continue?
As long as she stays in the moment, she has nothing to fear. So even if it comes back, she knows to just drop into the moment and everything will be fine. She will always have that moment where she can drop in and know that she is safe and protected and all is well. And she is divinely guided.
Beautiful. So what does Kristine need to know so that she can move into a higher state of being?
That everything she needs to know is already inside her. She just has to pull it together. She's got all the pieces to the puzzle. She's just got to put the puzzle together. And some of the pieces are blank, so she can make them however she wants them.
Can you adjust her energy so that she can match that vibration?
She's got a high vibration. She just needs to get in her body.
Yeah.
All the pieces are there.
So are you able to continue doing that whilst I ask some questions?
Yes.
Thank you. So I think now we should start the body scan. So calling in the family of light, the healing teams, call in Archangel Raphael, any other beings of a benevolent, loving nature who wish to come in and help with this body scan. We're going to start at the top of the head and work our way down the body and the light bodies, the biosphere and aura, the chakras. And if there's any blockages, anything that doesn't need to be there, you can let me know and see what we need to do. So we can start now. And when something comes up, you can let me know.
Okay. Your head is so full of information. She can feel it in her third eye. Sometimes she thinks it's headaches.
Is there something being adjusted there? So the information can come gently and with ease.
I would dial it back, but she's not a dial it back kind of girl. She's stubborn and headstrong and wants to be the first one to get there. And she wants to do it better than anybody else ever could. Like she's got something to prove. It's lightening up.
So just tell me what you're doing.
I'm just placing my hand on her head to try and let her know that she's safe. And there's no destination, so there's no hurry. And she can just relax into it.
Is there anything that she needs to know so that she can move beyond the...
She needs to move her body. She needs to go back to dancing. And she needs to understand that even if it's online, it's still energy connected.
So you can let me know when you're ready to move on.
I'm at her throat chakra. She seems confused. She wants to speak her truth, but then she's scared to.
What's the cause of that?
Her truth was invalidated for much of her life. She needs to wait for the invitation to speak her truth. And just because she's waiting for the invitation doesn't mean she's not speaking her truth. And it doesn't mean she's giving away her power. She's just saving her power for when it's right and when it'll have the most impact. Because her truth is special. It's so helpful. It helps people unlock who they are when they're ready. It's one of her gifts. That if she gives the gift and it's not invited, it won't be received. And she'll think it's something wrong with her when it just wasn't the right time. She takes these things personally.
Beautiful. So is there any work that can be done in this area now to assist her?
She needs to sing more. She used to have the most beautiful singing voice when she was younger. And she stopped using it. And now it's not like it was. But she can get it back. She just needs to use it. It's like any other muscle. She sings in the car and in the shower. And she used to. She would get embarrassed and quiet herself as if someone else was listening. We're the only ones listening. I think she sounds beautiful, whether she's on key, off key, knows the words, screws it up, whatever.
Beautiful.
The music happens in her head faster than it can come out of her mouth.
Mm.
And there's always a song playing in her head. Sometimes we put those there to tell her things. She thinks they just bubble up. But yeah, that's us.
Beautiful.
She often says things that come out before her brain catches what they are. That can be tricky.
Yeah. You can let me know when we're ready to move on. Is there anything we need to put in her throat to remind her of this or to assist her with this?
She needs to drink more water.
Mm-hmm.
Her throat is very dry.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
All the other things she drinks dries her throat out. She likes them, but she doesn't need them. There's sweetness all around her, all the time, and within her. She doesn't need the sweet stuff from the outside. And she knows.
So we'll come back to the body scan in a minute. I just want to ask a few more questions. And if there's any work that needs to continue to be done whilst we do these questions, that would be wonderful if the healing team can stay with us at this time. So she wants to know what is her deepest calling, her life purpose.
She's still piecing it together.
Mm-hmm. What did she choose for this life?
She chose to choose it for herself.
Okay.
The more she does to make herself happy, the more the pieces will come together.
Okay.
She's trying to design her own mission. The more she feels it, the more it will manifest.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be anything she wants. She's a master manifester. She's manifested all kinds of things she didn't even realize.
And is there any abilities that she has that can be activated today? Or that she can know about?
She knows she has abilities. She just second guesses them.
Mm-hmm.
She's clairaudient. And she's telepathic. And she's got some pretty impressive psychic capabilities. She just needs to learn to trust them. She can see the pictures in her mind. And she can hear the words inside of her. They don't come from the outside, they come from the inside. Although sometimes we'll put a song on the radio or pick something random in our playlist to give her a message.
So how far along is she in her ascension?
She's so close, she can almost taste it. That's what's driving her so crazy. And she knows it's just like the one thing she doesn't want to do that's in her way. And so she's pouting about it like a little kid, which is what she does. Mm-hmm. Eventually, she'll throw her hands up in the air and do what she's supposed to do. She just has to have her moment of pouting about it.
And what does she have to do?
She's just got to breathe and relax into it.
Mm-hmm.
It's in there. She's just got to let it out. She's standing in the way of it.
Yeah. And so what about her dog? Can we check in with the dog and see how he is and what's, or she, or how they are, she, and what's going on there? If there's any messages that she wants to bring forward just now.
I think she wants me to be less anxious. She's so concerned for me. I can't feel what's going on with her.
Oh.
She gave a big puppy sigh.
Oh.
Apparently, it's exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
She's trying to teach me to be in the moment and to love me exactly as I am. She likes to lay outside, and she wants me to lay outside with her.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm scared of getting eaten alive by mosquitoes.
Yeah, so let's call in the higher self again and ask. I just want to ask a higher self about your fear of mosquitoes. So I'm just calling in Kristine's higher self again. Can you give us some clarity, please, about Kristine's fear of grounding for fear of being eaten by mosquitoes?
Her light shines so bright that it draws them in. They just want to taste.
And does she need to be so fearful of them?
No. No. Everything is a piece of source.
Mm-hmm. Is there
She
anything?
has affirmations for the itching.
Mm-hmm.
And she can use oils and natural things to try and ward them off.
So she shouldn't be fearful of being outside and being on the grass and on the ground.
No. She's protected.
Beautiful. Can you adjust her energy so that she knows that and remembers that and is able to align with that knowledge and confidence?
The more she dances, the more she'll feel it.
Beautiful.
That's her meditation.
Mm.
She knows this.
Are there any childhood traumas that need to be released today?
She would get so sad when her dad was gone. And in her mind, he just left her. And she felt like she wasn't worthy enough to keep him. She didn't understand that he was working so hard just to try and take care of her.
Mm-hmm.
He was in school when she was born, and he was studying all the time. He was trying to make a better life for her than what he had. He just wanted the best for her because she was his little princess.
Mm.
He had never known happiness like that before. He worked so hard because he was terrified that something bad could happen to her. That's why he moved her away from where she was born, he didn't want anything to happen like what had happened to other relatives and the people he was treating in the hospital. But he didn't realize that no matter where he took her, she was going to get the lessons that she needed to get. And she is worthy. She was so worthy that he did everything he could to make sure she'd be okay.
Mm.
And he loves her unconditionally and always will. She'll always be Daddy's little girl.
What was their agreement for this lifetime? What was their soul contract for this life?
She would teach him how to love unconditionally. And he would teach her to figure out who she was. Her mother tried to guide her, but her dad told her to figure it out for herself. He said he would support her no matter what she did. He said, if she wanted to be a doctor, she could. If she wanted to open a bar, he'd come have a drink. If she wanted to own an ant farm, he would buy an ant farm. If whatever it was, he would be happy for her as long as she was happy. She also told him that every guy is an asshole. She just has to figure out what kind of asshole she's willing to put up with, and that's the one she should keep. It may not have been the best advice, but it's gotten her this far. Parents do the best they can.
Yep. So are they fulfilling their contracts that they made with each other?
Yes.
Beautiful. So now that she knows that, is there anything from her childhood surrounding this that she can release now?
She was never abandoned. She was always connected with her father. No matter how lost she felt or disconnected she felt. And her mother, too. Her mother also loves her unconditionally. But her mother was so terrified that she'd be hurt the way that she was hurt. She did everything she could to make her independent and to make sure that she watched out for every angle so nothing would take her by surprise and she'd always be prepared. That translated to a bit of fear for her because her mother's fear was attached to it.
So is she carrying some of her mother's fear?
Yes.
Can we release that today?
Yes.
Beautiful. Can we do that now?
Yes.
Beautiful.
She doesn't need the protection anymore. She has her own.
Beautiful.
She's strong enough that she doesn't need it. It served a purpose.
And what can we put in place of that fear?
Trust in her guidance and trust in the plan.
Beautiful. So let's put that in now.
Everything she needs will happen when it needs to happen. in perfect timing. And she'll know. It'll be in ways seen and unseen, but she'll know.
And is there anything that we can put in place of the trauma surrounding her father? The fear of abandonment that we've released today. Is there anything we can put in place of that that will assist her on her journey?
She has us.
Beautiful.
She has trouble seeing us because we're inside of her. We're a part of her. We're fractals of her energy. And we reside in that place. She's whole without us. We just poke the places to remind her that she's whole. When she forgets, help bring her back into her body. She dances with us. It's a celebration when she dances. And it reverberates so far out you wouldn't believe. All the love and joy and the releasing.
Are there any past life, is there any residue from any other past lives that she's carrying that she can release today? Or was the one that we saw the most important one?
She needs to release the guilt.
Okay.
What happened, happened. It wasn't her fault. If she wasn't there to save them, she was divinely guided not to be there. It wasn't her fault.
So can we release that guilt now, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you tell me what you're doing as you do it?
Moving her body around so she can feel it. And she's releasing it. She feels guilty for every breath that she takes. That's why it's so hard to breathe. She just takes little shallow chest breaths. Like maybe if she takes those, no one will notice. And she felt so guilty that she didn't deserve to be able to take a breath.
She doesn't need to feel that way anymore.
No. Breath is life.
So
That's why she doesn't want to wear a mask.
I hear you.
She wants to be able to breathe, and she wants people to see her smile. She thinks they need to be able to see her smile to feel her light, but it's not true. They can feel it. No mask will stop that. She even was trying to be clever and got a mask that was supposed to stand for transforming fear.
So what can we put in place of that guilt?
Pride. She should have pride that she's made as many people happy as she has. She should focus on the good that she does and not the stuff that she couldn't do. That's the moment again. She doesn't appreciate the good she's doing in the moment. She only sees what she's not doing in the moment. One is clouding the other.
So she also has an issue with trust and an inner validation issue. Can you give her some clarity around that? See why it's there.
We've been working on that.
Mm-hmm.
Every day she gets more hints, and I've been trying to show her the way to it. That's why we told her last night that clarity is not a destination.
Mm-hmm.
We even showed her her emotional wave. It rises, and then it stalls. It rises, and then it stalls. It rises, and then it stalls. That's how it works for her. And she needs to ride that wave like a surfer. And she needs to be able to anticipate it. Because if you move wrong while riding a wave, you fall in and then you become the wave and you get tumbled and tossed around. She has to learn to ride it. And that's how she'll find her inner knowing and her validation.
Beautiful. She says she often feels there's too many options and she doesn't know which to choose, and it's quite overwhelming for her.
She needs to take smaller bites. We gave her an analogy through one of her friends. It's like you're in this big store with thousands and thousands of t-shirts. And before she goes in, she needs to set parameters for what she's looking for. Like 3 things. It has to be this. It has to fit this way. It needs to be this color. It needs a pocket. And then she can go in and pick only the things that are in that fit that description. Mm-hmm. And then she only has to choose between 3 things.
Mm-hmm. Why did Kristine feel so drawn to working with me? Was there a reason that we were drawn to work together?
Because you were far enough along in your work that nothing she could say would make you think that she needed to take a step back or dim her light to figure out who she was.
Do you have any more messages for, or does anyone, any beings or energies want to come forward and bring Kristine a message today?
She needs to focus on being the keeper of her own magic right now. And more will reveal itself the deeper she gets into it. She just needs to trust that everything is coming to her and everything else she already has inside of her. Just like everything she needs is already inside of her home. Mm-hmm. And she's prepared. So there's no need to be scared. And she knows the universe has always had her back.
Do you have any messages for the collective?
Just relax into your bubble. Know that you are divinely guided and loved unconditionally and protected. You're a divine spark of light connected to Source and the all that is, and to each other. This is all just a dance. It's going to be okay. No matter what happens, it's all going to be okay. Just keep dancing and smiling and loving and shining your light. There's so much magic happening behind the scenes. And the light on the other side of this is so bright. This one has seen it. There's so much to be hopeful for. All this fear is just what we're manifesting. It shows us how powerful we are. We just have to choose to accept that we are the creators. And what we believe is what we see, not the other way around. You just have to feel into what you want. Feel it and know that you deserve it. And the universe will fill in the pieces and make it better than anything you could possibly have imagined. So don't hold any attachment to the outcome, because that blocks what the universe can bring you. And the universe will bring you whatever is for your highest good and your highest bliss. Just trust it. It'll come in divine timing, and that is the dance.
Beautiful message. Thank you. Before we close, I just wonder, are there any messages that want to come through from me?
You are a divine sparkle.
Thank you.
You're helping people to unlock their magic. It's the greatest gift anyone can give to anyone. It's part of your magic, your superpowers.
Thank you. Are we complete for today?
We are complete.